So whatever happened, happened. You want me to talk about results? And we've actually got some really good visual differences. Like in my past experience, and you guys scout in the fields, you've probably noticed if you look at a row that's in between the row, it tends to look a little bit better than something that's exactly on top of the row. There's a lot of reasons for that. I think my personal opinion is there's two things that are really affecting it. One is the ability to have proper seed to soil contact, proper closure. I think when you're running on top of a row, you've got that root mass, you've got that stubble. I think your opener is actually doing a poor job of getting the right depth and at getting the right closure. The other potential issue is more of either a nutrient or a disease type effect. So if you're right on top of that row, you're right next to the plant that last year actually sucked up all the nutrients potentially in that zone, you could actually have a lower fertility zone. It could be because you have a higher organic matter, your carbon to nitrogen ratio in that actual root zone is different than in between the rows. So you're having a fertility effect. And you'll notice that too. That's that effect that you have wherever you see last year's swath. You'll see a little bit of yellowing on that swath. There's two things there that could be happening. It could be a nutrient effect because you've got an increased amount of volunteers right there. So you've got early competition from weeds and volunteers. The other thing that I've also heard from in that type of situation, you've got an alleliopathic effect. So the residue that's breaking down is actually somewhat toxic to the seedling. So I haven't really explored it also, but Ron Howard has mentioned that especially if you're doing, say, wheat on wheat or canola on canola, that there's a potential for more disease when you have a plant close to that same root zone as last year. I'm not too sure about that, and if anyone's around that's more of a pathologist than I, they could certainly comment. Otherwise, I'm going to pass it off to Brent, and he's going to explain what we've seen. This is the second year that we've conducted this trial. Some pretty neat results.